familiar road, a house, or even an entire neighborhood, all can remain unchanged for many years until in just a few seconds, stability begins to be lost and everything changes in a way no one has time to prepare for.
Oh my God.
In the terrain of northern India, the movement of soil and rocks directly affects cars, in a small temple reflecting the unpredictable changes of nature. On a Hawaii highway, a landslide from the mountainside causes large rocks to spill down, turning the road into a high-risk area in just a moment. A sinkhole forms right on the road where the structure beneath can no longer hold, causing a passing truck to encounter trouble at its weakest point. Near Tuzla, in just a few seconds, a house disappears from its familiar position, leaving a void that makes anyone who sees it fall silent. On the streets of Kerala, chaos appears as elephants become agitated, highlighting the fragility of urban environments before wildlife. A moment both painful and funny when the man does not yet understand what is happening, but the door has already done its job in its own way.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Ah! Oh my. Disco, that's my strong boy. You get him. You get him. Oh my God.
Just seconds apart, the rescue is completed and the train rushes in, crashing through the plain, leaving a breathless moment.
Oh my God.
Off the coast of Seattle, a small plane lands off plane, creating an unexpected moment as the water becomes the final stop.
Oh my God, bro.
The incident shows that controlling direction and speed during an emergency landing plays a decisive role in minimizing risk in crowded areas. The moment the Amtrak train rushes in and crashes straight into a car on the tracks creates an unavoidable collision, making everything seem to stop in an instant. A silent moment as the driver leaves the car just before the train passes, leaving a sense of relief as everything ends safely.
Oh my God.
Railway tracks always require stopping at the right time, and when signals are ignored, vehicles almost have no chance to avoid collision. In just a moment, in Dinant, Belgium, raging floodwaters sweep away many vehicles, creating a scene that leaves everyone silent. The moment in Apache Junction, Arizona, when floodwaters carry 2 people away, but the arrival of police helps bring them out of danger.
We're at Vista, just to the west in the wash. No, I'm just holding on to you. I'm swallowing a lot of water to get my strength back. All right. Hold on. I want to get him off this before we mess with the logs, because I don't want the logs knocking into this. Don't move those logs, yeah. Let's get him on that drum. You want the bucket? Yeah.
You want to sit down?
1, 2, 3. Oh, good. Oh, that water.
Listen, I know, but you're...
Floodwaters in Kedarnath keep rising, covering the bridge and highlighting the continuous pressure of water in a rapidly changing environment. Inside a seemingly safe car, a lightning bolt unexpectedly reaches a mobile phone, creating an unbelievable moment of electrical energy spreading. A violent flash of lightning illuminates the space, creating a moment where all movement seems to stop. A sudden white streak of light appears, making the space seem to pause and all attention freeze in a brief moment. In just a moment in New Taipei, an earthquake shakes a house, creating a moment that leaves everyone silent. In Bali, people praying just manage to leave the temple as debris falls behind them, creating a breathless moment like a perfectly timed escape.
Oh my gosh. This is a bad idea to be on this boat.
In Mexico, a boat suddenly shakes off script during a 7.1 magnitude earthquake, making the water and surroundings unstable.
What are the odds?
The sea waves send no notification, rushing straight into the yard in an instant. Water flowing over the grass like a small flood, making everything hard to control. Not a movie in Samar, the sea waves strike hard, layers of water rise and rush to the shore, making the scene like a real-life action moment. A A brave moment when the dog stands up to protect its area, creating a scene both thrilling and admirable. A normal morning suddenly becomes an action scene in just a few seconds. The deer appears and disappears, leaving everyone amazed. A moment both beautiful and unexpected, when closeness to nature sometimes comes with unpredictable but very real situations. A flight preparing for takeoff is unexpectedly delayed when a tire catches fire, leaving a moment no one can react to in time. If this video makes you rethink, like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next real-life lessons. Just as it seems to dock smoothly, the ferry goes too far and crashes straight into the vehicle ramp, making the entire port seem to pause in surprise. When load is unevenly distributed, the structure can experience pressure beyond its limit, and in an instant, the barge can lose stability seriously. The crane loses brakes and continues moving, pushing a car into the water, emphasizing the importance of technical checks before operation. When distance and speed are no longer fully controlled, a steering attempt to avoid collision leads to another incident. The luxury car just received is introduced in an unexpected way, a straight crash into a toll booth that turns everything upside down. Fortunately, no one is injured. A narrow road sometimes does not allow much margin of error, and just one inaccurate steering angle is enough to end the journey in an unwanted way. Large mass and inertia are always unpredictable factors, and just one sudden maneuver can turn a truck into an obstacle in the middle of the road. Have you ever witnessed an unbelievable situation at work? Comment to share.
Ja, da ist noch mehr. Es ist echt der Hammer.
The moment at a coastal tourist area shows that terrain can change quickly when rocks and soil from a high cliff pour down near where visitors are staying.
Scheiße, die Welle!
In a Tarakan rising water carries away even large structures, showing the clear impact of natural conditions on residential areas. A piece of land suddenly loses stability as a sinkhole forms, taking trees with it and completely changing the surrounding landscape. The hospital suddenly turns into a flow as flood water rushes in, forcing everything to abruptly stop. In Greece, water takes over the street, carrying cars and trash bins away helplessly, turning the familiar scene into a chaotic flow. In Malawi, a mud flood arrives like it wipes everything away. Houses are carried off in an instant, leaving a chaotic and haunting scene. Lightning strikes directly without warning, hitting a house and scattering bright sparks, turning a peaceful moment into a startling scene. A flash tears through the sky and strikes nearby, leaving a heavy silence, as everything stands just a fragile moment away from danger. A lightning bolt cuts across the sky and hits a flagpole dust, rising thickly, leaving a sense of shock at nature's power. The moment when the sea waves rise makes the space pause, reminding of the fragility between safety and danger.
Wait, which way are you supposed to record? Like this? Oh! Did I get that?
The Pittsburgh sky lights up as lightning tears through the darkness, a stunning display of raw power.
Oh my god! Man, dude, this is not cool.
Lightning strikes through ash clouds from Guatemala's Fuego volcano, creating a scene both majestic and terrifying. Just finished smoothing the concrete, the small dog runs out to sign it with cute curved footprints. A dog suddenly turns into an unexpected racer, dragging a bicycle behind, making the peaceful scene chaotic in an unbelievable way. In the moment when the bench is no longer reliable, he shows remarkable focus as the glass of beer is kept safe above everything else. Miami becomes more lively as a diva dog appears, with sunglasses adding personality to the surrounding space. On the coast of Greece, storm, Zorbas sets up a giant stage. Walls of waves rush toward the shore, making the scene look like a movie but completely real. How does this moment change your thinking about unexpected weather? Comment to share. The moment hail covers Alberta makes everything pause, leaving a feeling of being overwhelmed by the power of nature. As storm clouds gather in Ohio, lightning strikes without warning, proving how quickly conditions can change.
I got that on video.
I got that on video. That's off the roller coaster.
Lightning flashes across the sky in Shell Harbor, creating a glowing moment near the Stardust Circus. A bolt strikes a traffic light, instantly shutting down signals at a busy intersection. A lightning strike hits a communication tower, cutting power in a split second. Lightning strikes dangerously close to a roadside tent, highlighting the risks of sheltering outdoors during storms. In northern New York, just after they leave their position, the road suddenly reacts strongly, leaving a moment that makes everything pause. In Dnipro, the calm does not last long, as fire and smoke suddenly erupt violently, making the entire familiar space change state in an instant. In Florida, a firebolt moves along electrical wires like an unscripted performance, leaving anyone who sees it frozen in disbelief.
Give me a second. Ai, Jesus, ele foi pro lado.
A suburb of Paris becomes emptier as a tower is demolished in a controlled manner, leaving a sense of a cycle ending.
There we go.
The space falls silent as the cooling towers in Didcot collapse as planned, leaving a feeling of witnessing the final chapter of an era. In the middle of the rain, the stability of a bridge is broken, creating a situation that makes many people stop and watch in silence.
Oh my gosh.
The hillside terrain in Southern California becomes unstable as Hillary approaches, causing the familiar route to be quickly disrupted by a sudden flow of soil and rocks.
Oh shit! Mom, shit. Bende, nekre indo. Evi taska sana, davra pa dekor geti.
In Missouri, lightning hits a green target, striking a tree in an instant, the flash freezing the entire scene into surprise. Typhoon Mangkhut pushes large waves into residential areas in Hong Kong, where the boundary between sea and land seems to disappear in an instant. The coast of Hachijojima, under the influence of Chan Hom, shows unusually high waves, making the coastal space more intense. A lightning strike hits a tree trunk, causing a loud explosion and thick smoke to rise instantly. Being outdoors near metal during a storm is extremely dangerous. Fortunately, they managed to get inside safely.
That was a tree! Holy cat!
In the middle of a busy city, lightning hits a rooftop, splitting the sky in a dramatic flash.
Dios, madre mía. Qué horror.
Always stay alert during storms. Lightning can strike where you least expect it. Typhoon Yas brings strong waves into a coastal town, creating a scene where natural power overwhelms all human structures. If the situation lasted a few more seconds, what do you think would happen next? The moment in Alaska shows that even the safest place inside a house can respond to the movement of the earth beneath. In southern Wisconsin, the weather changes temperament very quickly as hail pounds down, making everyone realize staying indoors is the safest choice.
There's some up in the tennis ball side.
the side
Hail
of the
attacks in
road.
succession, windshields crack, sunroofs, shatter glass, pieces scatter throughout the car.
There's an accident,
Everything
we've got
changes in
glass
just a few seconds.
everywhere. Yeah, we got beat to hell. Sit in.
The moment hail covers Paris makes the space pause, bringing a feeling of awe and reflection. In Houston, Macy's ends its final shift with an impressive collapse, like the way a city changes without waiting. A normal scene is suddenly broken when an unexpected explosion occurs, leaving a breathless feeling before everything settles down. A normal morning is suddenly broken when an explosion occurs, leaving a breathless feeling that slowly settles into astonishment. Among the busy traffic, 5 large geese quietly lead the way, guiding their flock across like a small escort team of nature.
Hey guys, I had to share this because like, what is going on? There must be, there was a massive storm that came through here earlier, but I was safe, don't worry, I was watching.
A situation that seems unsolvable, but that turtle handles it smoothly, as if it has practiced before, gentle yet surprisingly effective. A moment that makes people laugh as the intelligence of the horse makes the door locking system seem a bit outdated. The handbrake seems simple, but is the final hold, and when ignored, the SUV quickly moves out of control on the slope. Confusion between the accelerator and brake can happen in an instant, and sometimes the consequences only become clear after the vehicle has left control. In traffic flow, a decision to avoid leads the car into a chain of collisions at the roadside, creating a breathless moment close to pedestrians. The incident shows that after a collision, regaining control of direction is key, especially with large vehicles that have strong inertia. The incident reflects the importance of speed control near sidewalks where pedestrians are always very close to moving vehicles. A doorbell camera in Elgin captures lightning striking just steps from a home dangerously close. A volcano erupts in Antigua, Guatemala as lightning tears through dark clouds, creating a scene that is both breathtaking and intensely powerful. Lightning spreads across the sky in western Arizona, forming a mesmerizing spider lightning display that holds your attention. Continuous flashes and sirens fill the air in Texas, turning the storm into a real-life action scene. Nature becomes an artist of light as lightning illuminates the Florida horizon in a breathtaking display. Lightning illuminates a violent tornado in North Dakota, creating a scene that feels like the end of the world. Winter sometimes turns familiar paths into places where risks appear quickly, and the moment a man clearing snow almost gets hit by an out-of-control car leaves viewers stunned. A small mistake in front of a building causes the car to no longer stay still, showing that parking in the correct state is always very important. Inside the truck, even distraction from using a phone causes loss of steering control, reflecting that risks are always present in high-speed environments. In just a moment of overtaking the car, it leaves its safe trajectory, showing that even small deviations can lead to major dangerous situations. A moment on a crowded slope shows that just a split second of losing control can make safe distance more fragile than ever. Stacked paper rolls that seem stable create a domino effect, reminding that stability must always be maintained properly. Two minutes before the end of the shift, the man rushes to receive a package and slips on the wet floor, ending with an unplanned hand dip. In Chicago, 3 lightning bolts strike skyscrapers at once, lighting up the entire city in a rare event. A mountain peak becomes the focal point as lightning strikes repeatedly in a rare and powerful display.
Storm. A little liquid sunshine never hurt nobody. Let's get it!
A bright flash appears just before the ground begins to shake. Can you guess what caused it? A bright bolt illuminates the central Florida coastline, turning the horizon into a scene of pure natural intensity. Lightning cuts across a stunning double rainbow in southern Indiana, creating a rare moment of beauty and power combined. In a somewhat imbalanced scene, the small bird still holds its position firmly, as if saying that responsibility is sometimes greater than fear. Streets in South Korea suddenly take on a strange movement as love bugs appear densely, turning familiar space into a very different scene. In a space that seems orderly, this situation takes on the feel of a reverse security check as a group of dogs makes the car become quite passive. In Biarritz, the pedestrian area no longer keeps its usual calm as large waves make the coastal space unstable and full of motion.
Weird.
Like a boundary between two worlds, a woman stands right where the rain is approaching, creating a scene that feels like it comes from a science fiction story.
Oh my gosh, it's coming. It's coming so fast. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so weird. I'm gonna get sick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
A normal day in Nevada suddenly becomes unstable as the ground shakes from a 5.7 magnitude earthquake, reminding that nature always contains unpredictable movements.
That was so much bigger than the last one.
Oh no, that's so upsetting.
In infrastructure projects, load balance and foundation play important roles, and when affected, large equipment can quickly lose stability.
I don't know. I told you that there was potential there.
A shocking moment in Iowa as lightning hits a car right in front of a storm chaser, too fast to react.
Oh my god.
Lightning splits the sky in Antigua, Guatemala, leaving both locals and visitors frozen in awe. Did that moment make you jump? It only takes a second for nature to remind us how powerful it truly is. A sudden explosive strike leaves viewers stunned, fast and tense, and impossible to ignore. Wet metal meeting high temperature in a furnace creates a strong reaction covering the area as a reminder of risks from uncontrolled actions. Like if you think just one small deviation is enough to change the entire situation. When a wheel comes off and falls onto the road, the journey continues, leaving a feeling both surprising and somewhat ironic. A cabinet in the pharmacy opens its drawers by itself and then collapses onto an employee like an unexpected show no one wants. While waving to a familiar person in the restaurant, the man walks straight into a sign and ends with an unforgettable fall. Amid lively games, a small collision makes that day more interesting in a way no one planned. A part of the French Alps records a sudden change as snow from above moves quickly, creating a scene both powerful and captivating. In France, heavy snowfall combined with strong winds creates a scene where all familiar lines gradually disappear into white. As Typhoon Sulik passes South Korea, Jeju Island records strong waves, making the coastal environment tense and unpredictable. In the calm blue water, a dolphin suddenly joins in like an overly enthusiastic guide, making the couple's dive more lively than ever. In the vast ocean, the moment 5 whales jump together feels like the ocean has opened a rare scene for humans to witness. Off the coast of California, the appearance of a whale right next to a paddleboarder creates a moment both close and memorable.
Oh my God.
Lightning splits the sky and strikes directly beside a parked patrol car, a serious reminder to avoid being outdoors in dangerous weather. A sudden strike shocks a family in Arkansas, turning a calm moment into instant panic. On the Brittany coast, strong storms make the familiar landscape more intense, as sea and land seem to lose their clear boundary. In Washington state, a riverside structure can no longer maintain its foundation as water levels rise, completely changing the familiar landscape.
Ay, kakaraw, di pa nga makio.
The peaceful atmosphere in a bakery is quickly broken as vibrations pass through, leaving tension before gradually settling down. In Taiwan, the shaking of a chandelier clearly shows how invisible movements can quickly affect living spaces. In Firestone, hail spreads at lightning speed. Outdoor furniture disappears under a white layer, making the scene change so quickly that everyone freezes. In Canberra, hail arrives without warning, pounding continuously on vehicles, creating a scene both intense and unbelievable. Miami records a clear moment of transition as a hotel no longer exists, making way for a new phase. In Delhi, towers collapse in a carefully prepared process where technical precision replaces random change.
Oh my God.
After the storm in northern Germany, the wind turbine can no longer stand, breaks in half and collapses, leaving a scene that surprises everyone. As Typhoon Yas approaches, waves in West Bengal rise and overflow a wooden bridge, with visible force making safe distance almost disappear. In conditions like those in Montana, would you choose to stay inside or still go out to move around? Have you ever seen floodwaters strong enough to carry away cars like in Uberaba?
O duro que essa coisa bateu no nosso portão, foi embora os nossos carros. Os nossos carros vão embora. Vai embora. Moço, vai embora!
Tá lá no consultório, graças a Deus.
Ai, graças a Deus! Nossa Senhora!
In State College, heavy snowfall makes the scenery seem to disappear under a white layer, creating the feeling that all boundaries become blurred. Thick snow banners from the lake affect cover northern New York, making the environment quiet but increasingly heavy over time. At a resort in France, a car gradually blends into the white surroundings as continuous snowfall makes every detail fade away. A breathtaking drone shot captures lightning over a volcano in Guatemala, blending beauty with raw, overwhelming power. In Norman, Oklahoma, lightning lights up the sky in an unforgettable display, a show no one wants to watch too closely. A loud explosion echoes as security cameras capture lightning striking a tree, lighting up everything like daylight. French Street completely changes its appearance as heavy rain turns the street into something resembling a waterfall flowing through the city. Brittany experiences a heavy moment where floodwaters blur all signs of daily life, leaving clearly disrupted spaces. Hundreds of rabbits suddenly turn this place into a marathon. Track making everything chaotic but very hard to look away from. In eastern France, a sea of clouds offers a different view of the sky, where familiar scenery becomes soft and deep. The California sea suddenly becomes overwhelming as a rare sperm whale appears, bringing a feeling both strange and impressive. Those changes come quickly, quietly, but enough to leave a lasting mark. If you feel that like the video, share your thoughts and subscribe to explore more memorable moments.